You know, it's been a while since I've seen Regeneration. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? It's not in here? Alright. What's going on? Ginny! Reggie! Where you at, Ginny? Nope, not in here either. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, and welcome to my video on Regeneration. What the hell happened to it? Now, you may notice I don't have that podium in front of me right now. I felt that was too restrictive. I like to move my arms around a lot. And now the weird thing is I'm just standing here closer to the camera and it feels a little odd. So it's just going to take a second to adjust and then start talking about the regen. So, Regeneration. Last night in a live stream, all of a sudden people started talking about Regeneration and what the hell happened to it. And somehow, I didn't even notice that it had disappeared. Around Oath of the Gatewatch time, Regeneration just kind of half quietly was just shelved off to the side. Regeneration is no more. They have decided going forward, Regeneration will no longer be considered an evergreen keyword. And if you don't know what that means, evergreen keywords are the ones like flying, first strike, things you can expect to see in every set, basically. They use these abilities all the time. And Regeneration used to be one of those evergreen abilities, but it has now been downgraded to the point where they will reprint cards with Regeneration, but they will either not use it at all or very, very, very rarely use it on cards that they feel like it belongs on. But there are a number of reasons they decided to get rid of Regeneration, and after looking into it, my initial gut reaction was like, what? No, Regeneration's awesome. Why did they get rid of it? But after I look at the reasoning behind it, it does make sense to me. What they've done is they've looked for something that's pretty much functionally identical to what Regeneration does, and that's Indestructible. In a lot of ways, Indestructible works pretty much the same as Regeneration. So I don't really take issue with that change. The reason they decided to do it is Regeneration has a bunch of rules baggage you have to remember, plus it actually has flavor issues as well when time went on. In the beginning, it didn't have as many flavor issues, but basically, for those of you who don't know, Regeneration is basically remove all damage from this creature, remove it from combat, and tap it. If it was going to die, it now just doesn't die. You just take it, stop the destroy effect that was about to kill it. Basically, it's a one-time save effect. Pay, like if you had regenerate for 1 green mana, then you could pay 1 green mana and regenerate that creature whenever it was going to die, either from combat damage, from a spell that says destroy target creature, whatever. But it's weird in that whenever you regenerate a creature, that creature becomes tapped, and if it's in combat, it gets removed from combat. So that's kind of weird in your mind. I mean, if you think about like a regenerating troll or something, and you go and you start to wail on it, and then when it regenerates, it's not there anymore. It just moved off of the battlefield somehow. So it's a weird kind of mentality. Regeneration was an ability that you could only activate during a very specific phase of the game. Back in the day, you could only activate Regeneration during the damage prevention step, which was a part of damage resolution that they no longer have as part of the game. So when they made the changes, they had to come up with a way to fix Regeneration so that it still would work properly. So what they did was they came up with this concept of regeneration shields. So basically, instead of regenerating the creature when it dies, you preemptively put a regeneration shield on it. So the same creature that before, when you go, I'm going to do 3 damage to it, and then when you get to the point where you were resolving the damage before, that's when you regenerate. Now, if you're playing a spell, boom, I'm going to lightning bolt your guy and do 3 damage to it. In response, I activate the regeneration ability, put a regeneration shield on him, and the next time he would die, he regenerates. And that actually made regeneration a more powerful ability than before as well, because before, you could only regenerate when the creature was about to die. Now, you could set up preemptive regeneration shields, and you could do multiples if you wanted to. So, that doesn't feel like Regeneration. Regeneration is the concept of like trolls from Dungeons and Dragons, where if you hack off their arm, they grow it back. It's coming back. And another problem that mess with people is Regeneration, especially if you look at Dungeons and Dragons with the whole like trolls, you gotta burn their corpses or they'll keep coming back. A lot of people thought you could regenerate things from the graveyard as well, which is a problem. So, for the rules baggage, having to know the extra stuff, having to remember that creatures become tapped from regenerating, but you don't tap them to regenerate them, so you can regenerate them multiple times, and it taps them as a side effect, not a cost. So you've got these weird kind of rules. They've decided going forwards, replace that with Indestructible. You can see that on the Drudge Skeletons version. Basically, Drudge Skeletons from the original alpha compared with the new Drudge Skeleton-ish card that they have now that instead gets Indestructible instead of Regeneration. And across the board, in most cases, Indestructible is going to function the same way as Regeneration would have. So I don't personally have an issue with them downgrading it from Evergreen. I see the reasons that they did it, and in fact they said that if somebody presented Regeneration now as an ability, it wouldn't make it. They would not actually put it into the game because it wouldn't pass the process of what's good enough for a keyword. So Regeneration has been shelved from Evergreen to, I think they call it Deciduous, which is kind of stupid. I don't like that tree thing. But whatever. Anyhow, let me know what you guys think about this. I found it interesting. This happened back in Oath of the Gatewatch, but I didn't find out until now. It took a bunch of people pointing out to me to go, oh, hey, wait a minute. So anyways, I found it interesting, and we'll talk to you next time.
And together, we are the sixth color of magic. Dilly dilly.